The Democrats haven't learned this basic lesson. When you raise taxes on wealthy individuals and businesses in your blue states, then people are going to flee from said blue states. Okay. And this, of course, has been on display the last 5 years with people leaving New York and leaving California in droves to go to places that are a bit more friendly in terms of the tax situation. And this, of course, is what's being discussed today over on CNBC, where Senator Elizabeth Warren gets completely taken to task over this basic concept. Before we begin, don't forget to like and comment on this video so we can get through the algorithms. Here we go.
New York does not operate in a vacuum. It competes with other cities. And so this idea of somehow raising taxes on the wealthiest New Yorkers, who, by the way, I would point out, pay roughly 15% of their income right now between city and state, raising taxes on them will simply drive them away. Shouldn't the focus of a mayor be on delivering services to the constituents of the city and doing that by raising the most revenue as possible without chasing businesses and the high-income taxpayers out of the city, because they can go to Austin, they can go to Dallas, they can go to Atlanta, they can go to Nashville. This is your issue. It's a national issue, not a local issue.
The issue is affordability. Do you know how many working families are chased out of New York City every day because they can't afford housing, they can't afford groceries, they can't afford child care? What Zohran is saying is, I want people to be able to afford to live in New York City. That's what keeps it a vibrant city. That's what makes people want to live
Nobody
here.
disagrees with that, Senator, but raising taxes in order to do it? Why is that the answer?
Oh, dear. Are you worried that billionaires are going to go hungry?
No, I'm worried that they're going to leave and spend their money elsewhere.
You know, they've threatened to do that over and over and over.
And they have. They've left.
But here's the thing.
And Goldman Sachs, when they create new jobs, they do it in Dallas. And Blackstone won't build a new headquarters. And go on and on.
You want to have a workable city? You want to have a city that's vibrant? You want to have a city where the streets are full, where there are things for sale 24 hours a day? Then you need people who can live here and work here.
We've got that right now, by the way. I would point out New York is thriving. So now it's doing pretty well, actually.
I'm glad you think they're doing well, because a lot of people are struggling to pay for housing. A lot of people are struggling to pay for groceries. And I got to tell you, mamas and daddies who are facing $25,000 a year to pay for child care.
Those are national issues. I mean, I know they are the local state, but you can't.
New York City.
Yes, but if you deal with them in that way, by what is always your backup, just tax them more, they will leave.
No, the backup is make this city and make this country work for everyone. I get that the Republican point of view is make this country and make every city in this country work better and better for a handful of billionaires and let everybody else eat dirt. But what Mamdani won on in a Democratic primary is he said, I'm going to address affordability. And he didn't win by one vote.
No, he won by a lot. It's very much unclear he has the ability to actually do it, by the way, based on the laws and what the governor has to say and what he would actually have to do.
You know, I love that as the fallback position, and that is he's fighting for the right thing, but maybe the billionaires will have a way to
everybody
block
wants
him.
a more affordable city. There's no doubt about that. The question is how you go.
You
build more housing.
Sure don't want to pay their part on this.
You build more housing. You do try to make it more affordable, but it is a very difficult thing to do. You know that around the country. This is not an issue that just here in New York. It's everywhere.
But it's not an issue that Eric Adams was fighting for. It's certainly not an issue that Andrew Cuomo
I think the mayor would say they have been trying to focus on building as many new.
Mamdani is the one who said, I will make this a priority. And you know what he said? He said, I'm really going to lean in on childcare. I'm really going to lean in on housing. And I'm even going to try some new things to bring down the cost of groceries.
So it doesn't concern you that
I'm not going to sit around and pretend, oh, it's a federal problem. Let the federal government fix this.
You can say all these things, but again, I think many people would disagree to the extent that by raising taxes and making it more onerous for business that create the jobs, that create the revenues on which tax revenues come from, that you'd ultimately be dealing with a smaller pie. He may succeed by driving everybody out. Rents will go down.
That the best way to run city government or national government is to start with the billionaires and say what will work best for you. Vote Republican.
I don't think anybody in New York is talking about doing that.
If you don't, then let's make the city more affordable. Let's make the country more affordable. And the way we do that, let's focus on housing. Let's focus on groceries. Let's focus on child care. Donald Trump
These are your issues. These are national issues. You deal with that.
And New York should just say, all we want is the
mayor of New York should focus on delivering the
pay.
most services to the citizens of the city and make it a point of improving life for them.
Your fellow New Yorkers have said he should focus on affordability. This is why they have voted for Mamdani, and that's why today I will be here to talk about his plans on childcare, why people are talking about his plans. He's going to experiment to try to bring down grocery costs in food deserts. God bless him on that. He's going to try something. When's the last time you saw America? I'm going to try something.
You think
for
somebody who has
families,
absolutely no experience,
down.
33-year-old socialist, is going to succeed as the mayor of New York?
Yes,
with
I do.
No real experience whatsoever in city government?
I think he's going to do a lot more for working families.
It is so obvious that Elizabeth Warren does not have a leg to stand on in this argument, right? Because what she may not already know is that the wealthiest New Yorkers already pay 50% of their income in taxes when split between federal and state. Okay, that's what's already happening. And yet that is not enough. You have to tax more. And this is a question the left never really wants to answer. How much is fair, even for billionaires, multi-billionaires? How much of their income are you going to take? Is it 50, 60, 70, 80? How much is it okay to take away from somebody who's actually built up a business and earned that income? But of course, Senator Warren is going to deflect and say, oh, this is all about affordability, as if the Democrats are the ones to tackle that topic. All right. Democrats are the ones in charge right now in New York, unilaterally pretty much. And what do we have going on right now? Oh, congestion pricing, right? Adding on taxes for crossing the bridge for people who want to live someplace cheaper and then work in New York City. Guess what? You got to pay extra. And of course, you talk about DMV fees and everything like that. All this stuff that is basically designed to hurt the working class. It's the working class that is affected most by these taxes. And when you talk about Mamdani, right? Mamdani won on these issues of affordability. No, he won on the issue of free stuff. He won on the idea that we're going to go ahead and take from the rich and give to the poor. But his idea, of course, is to tax the wealthy heavily in order to subsidize all of his ideas. Okay. And what does this actually do? What's the effect? Well, it drives everyone out of the state. Elizabeth Warren says, oh, they're always threatening to leave, but they never do. Only problem is, yes, they have. Okay. People have been migrating in huge numbers to get away from these burdensome taxes, specifically businesses, right? As was mentioned, when some huge corporation decides to open up a new satellite office or something like that, where are they opening it? Not in the blue states, because they're going to be taxed into oblivion, right? They're moving to red states, into places that are not going to treat them like garbage. And then guess who's reaping all the benefits? Guess who's reaping all of the jobs? Okay. And of course, Elizabeth Warren doesn't really care about that aspect, right? Where's the innovation? Where's the job creation? Where's the rise in wages? Okay. And of course, I have some thoughts about that as well, right? New York is a very famous sanctuary city. They have a huge population of illegal immigrants. So why in the world do you think that wages might be driven down there? And just to add fuel to the fire, where do you think all of the current welfare benefits are going? To your average everyday New Yorkers who need the help, or to the illegal immigrants? Okay. But of course, to Elizabeth Warren and everyone on the left, all they really have to do is raise taxes and then everything will be okay. But of course, there's a little bit of a problem with that. All right. For years now, government has been raising taxes on cigarettes. And they've come out and said that, oh, we're going to be raising taxes so people actually stop smoking because it's unhealthy. So, of course, if you're trying to raise taxes to disincentivize people from smoking, then what do you think raising taxes on individuals, on businesses is going to do? Is that going to incentivize more work and more prosperity and more growth and more job creation? No, it's not, because raising taxes is actually detrimental to growth. But I don't expect someone like Elizabeth Warren to understand that. So thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and say hi to your mom for me. Do you like t-shirts? Of course you do. And now you can support the channel by buying an Angry Teacher t-shirt designed by me, Angry Teacher. So if you like America, if you like freedom, if you like liberty, then go ahead and click the link in the description, where all designs, of course, are 100% mother approved. So enjoy yourself and find something you like today.